Matthew 5:7, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." Now, Matthew 5:7 is the fifth in the list of beatitudes that Jesus presented at the beginning of his famous Sermon on the Mount. The beatitudes essentially being the key characteristics that he expected his followers to exemplify in their lives. Now, I don't know about you, but have you ever noticed that there at least appears to be something missing from the beatitudes? A religious scholar once asked Jesus what the most important commandments of God were. And Jesus said that the second greatest commandment was to love your neighbor as yourself. So why is there no "blessed are those who love their neighbors" in the Beatitudes? Hi everyone, I'm Mark Leeming, helping you think biblically in a brief amount of time with a new video uploaded each and every Thursday. So if you're new here, please do consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So Matthew 5:7, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." Now, mercy isn't something that we talk a lot about these days, whether inside the church or outside the church. To be merciful means that you show pity, that you're willing to extend compassion and forgiveness towards someone whom you may have power over, power to harm and punish. And perhaps Christ's greatest teaching on this matter is found in Matthew chapter 18, one of his more well-known parables, often referred to as the parable of the unmerciful servant. A servant owes a king $1 gazillion, a debt he could never possibly repay, but the king is demanding repayment. And this servant, he begs the king for mercy, and lo and behold, the king is merciful. He completely wipes out the servant's debt. But when that same servant leaves the king's presence, he bumps into a fellow servant who owes him just a few $100s, and he demands to be paid right then and there. And this other servant begs and pleads for mercy, says he just needs more time, but the unmerciful servant would have none of it, and so he threw that other servant into prison. Well, when the king found out what happened, he called that unmerciful servant in and he said to him, "I forgave you all of that debt. How could you do that? How could you not show mercy to your fellow servant?" And Jesus concluded by saying that is the same way with God and us. God is willing to forgive us, to show us mercy for all of the mountain of sin that we commit against him. So therefore, shouldn't we be willing to be merciful towards others? Shouldn't we be willing to forgive those who sin against us? In fact, on two separate occasions recorded in Matthew's gospel, Jesus rebuked the religious leaders of his day for behaving just like the unmerciful servant. And he rebuked them by quoting from the Old Testament prophet Hosea. God, speaking through Hosea, said, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice." The religious leaders back in Jesus' day, they thought that because they had this outward form of religious piety, that because they meticulously followed all of these religious rituals, rules, and ceremonies, that somehow that made them better than everyone else, that everyone else, well, they were just sinners who deserved no pity, no forgiveness, no mercy. Now, unfortunately, when you stop and think about it, very little has changed. We live in a very unforgiving culture, a culture that shows very little mercy. We live in a woke culture where there are many people, especially our cultural elites, who they adhere to this outward form of piety. And anyone who does not conform to the latest woke thing, who does not say the correct thing, approve of the right thing, well, then they get canceled. They become the sinner and are shown no mercy. But as followers of Jesus Christ, we are called to be merciful. We are called to show pity, to extend mercy and forgiveness to those who may not even deserve it. After all, that's what mercy is. And to circle back to what I said at the start of this video, when you really stop and think about it, showing mercy to others, that's really what loving your neighbor as yourself is all about. Well, I do thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't watched the others in this series, click on the end card over there. And if you'd like to subscribe, click on the icon of my aging face. I guess it's over there somewhere. Thanks so much. I hope to see all of you next Thursday. Bye for now.